All right. So, welcome to Laptop Camp Day 2. Yesterday, we learned how to log into a school computer. And if you have your own personal computer, you don't log in that way. You just log in the way that you normally do. But for a school computer, we learned how to log into that. We learned how to log into Wi-Fi. Okay, so everybody should be connected to Wi-Fi. And we learned how to connect to Google and to Chrome. So that's where we're at right now. And then yesterday we introduced Gmail, sending out an email. Now remember, the most important part of technology in your classroom is communication and collaboration. The best thing about technology is that you no longer have to work alone. We as humans work better together, right? We feed off each other and we listen to different people's ideas, and then they make those ideas better, and then they make those ideas better. So we build upon each other. So working by yourself is never going to produce something as amazing as working with the group. And that's the great thing about apps on the internet, is that they are all based in collaboration. But the first step in collaboration is communicating. How are we going to communicate to each other? So you have to learn how to send an email, which you sent me yesterday, but you also have to learn how to collect names, okay, in your contacts. So I'm going to show you real quick. So I'm going to click on Mail. Now there's two ways you can get to Mail. One is the easiest way. Mail is already set for you on this screen. So you can always click there and you can get to your mailbox. Or you can click on your waffle, and this brings up all the options that you can start using under Google. I'm going to use this so that you can get used to clicking on the waffle and then going to where you need to go. So let's go ahead and click on our waffle, and I'm going to click on the icon that says Mail. Okay, it has an envelope, but there's also an M outlining the envelope. So we're going to click on that. Once you click on that, it opens up your mail. Now I'm going to go over a few things again so that we can understand what's there. Over here tells you how many emails you have. So right now I have over 1,000 emails I need to respond to. Or I can just click delete and they all go away like they were never there, right? Down here at the bottom, these are your options to chat. It tells you who in your contact list is online. And so if instead of sending an email, if you want to send a direct message, you can do that as well. Now notice mine has a picture already set into it. Yours maybe has just a blank circle or a picture of your silhouette. Okay? You can always click on that and add a picture later. I recommend adding an actual picture of your face so that you and your classroom, they can start recognizing who you are and your name. It's an easier way to meet people in your class without ever actually having to go talk to them, right? So that's what this is down here. All of these are chats. I'm going to go back up to my inbox, which we're already in, and let's say that I want to add, let's see, I want to add Devin. He's from my afternoon class, right? Unless, yeah, nope, he's from this morning. Where's Devin? Devin. So let's say I want to add Devin to my contact list. Does anybody know what a contact list is? What's a contact list? In the back. Yeah, so a contact list allows you to put people into groups, like this is my AB class friends, these are my science class friends, okay, these are my other friends, okay, it allows you to collect groups so that when you start typing their name in to Gmail, it automatically pops up. It should automatically pop up anyways, but it's better to have a list of people that you know. So I'm going to go ahead and hover over, whoops, I said Devin. So I'm going to hover over Devin's name, and notice I see his entire name. I see his email. If he put his picture in there, I can see who he is, which is a very good idea. I recommend putting your picture there. You can come down here, and I can actually have a chat with Devin. So watch, I'm going to click on this button, and it opens up a chat. and I'm going to hit send invite. And so now Devin on his screen, if he's in mail, he should receive a little invite, unless we have that blocked. I can't remember if we have that chat blocked. But he would receive an invite, and I'm just going to write hi. Did you get anything? And then go ahead and send something back. Boom, he's right there. So we're talking to each other now. This is a great way to talk to your teacher in class, right? Let's say you're working on a project, right? And your teacher's over there helping somebody else out, but you want to ask a question. You can always send your teacher a quick message like this. They can look on their computer and see that they are receiving a message and they know what you're looking for. So when they come over to help, they know how to help you. Great way to talk to your teacher in class. Communication is key. Okay, so that's an easy way to do that. Or I can do this. I think we might have video turned off on you guys, but let me check. I can click on video. Yeah, we're not allowed to have video. Okay, so I'll click on that. But you do have the text option. Okay, instant message. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. Now, that's always open now. Okay, it creates a history of our conversation. I've been talking to some people in Google since October, and that chat's been open since October. I can go all the way back to the beginning if I wanted to. It doesn't erase anything. Everything is saved, which is pretty awesome. Okay, it saves everything. But I'm going to go back to Devin, and I'm going to add him to my contacts. So there's a little option down on the bottom that says Add to Contacts. I'm going to click there, and he is now added to my contacts. And what does that look like? Well, it says View Contact Details. So I'm going to click on View Contact Details, and it shows me right here that I've added Devin to my contact. His picture should add if he adds a picture later. It gives me his email. You can add a note. This is Devin from my laptop class. I can add, instead of a job title, I would write down like where I met him. And then instead of company, I would write down the school that I'm at. So now I know what class he's in. Now I know what school I met him at. It's a great way to know people a little bit better when you're working with them in your classroom. Okay, so that's what all this is down here. And this is under my contacts. So if I click on contacts, whoops. So here's my mail, right? This is where we were. This is my mail. I can come down under mail. I can click on contacts, and I can see all my contacts that I have. So this is your goal today. Your goal today, we are going to give you 10 minutes. And I'm not going to give you any advice on how to collect contacts. But here's the thing. You cannot leave your seat. You need to have as many contacts collected of people in this class as possible. And the winner gets anything up at the front. And you have to decide how you're going to do it. Some people ask the person to the left and to the right, and they send a message with all two of them to their person to the left. Now that person has another contact, and they reply and send it to the other side, and you just keep adding contacts to your list. So the person with the most contacts wins. So right now it is 8:51. We will end at 9:02. You have 11 minutes to get the most contacts, and you can grab any prize up at the front. Ready, go! So everybody should see something like this. Now, yours will be blank. Yours will be blank because you have not done anything in your drive yet. Do you? Well, some of you might have done stuff in 6th grade, which is awesome. Okay. Now, oh wait. So, a cloud drive is just like a hard drive, except it's just out there. It's not on your computer. But you still utilize it the same way. So this is what I would like you to do. I would like one of the first things that you do is to create a folder. So let me show you how to create that folder. Now, remember yesterday we talked a little bit about the way Google sets up their windows, their screens. If you want to do or create something, it's going to be a red button to the left. If you want to save or do any technical things, it's going to be a blue button to the right. So since we want to create a folder, there should be a red button to the left. Does anybody see a red button to the left? What's that red button called? New. Yeah, because guess what we want to do? Create something new. So I'm going to click on the red button where it says new. And look what the very first thing it shows is, a folder. So I would like you to click on folder. And notice it asks, what would you like to name this folder? I want you all to name this folder Laptop Camp 2015. Okay, everybody names it. Laptop Camp 2015. Just like that. Laptop Camp 2015. And then click Create. And you should now see a brand new folder called Laptop Camp 2015.
Start capitalizing your titles, right? The title of a folder should be capitalized. A lot of you I saw had lowercase letters all the way through. Just good habits to have. You can go back in.
And once you've done that, click on the blue button that says Create. And now you should have a new folder called Laptop Camp Folder. Now, once that's created, double click on that folder. So see, it's highlighted blue. I'm going to double click on it. And now it lets me into that folder. Everything that we create and do today is going to be placed in this folder. Okay, so let me show you. You are all going to create a Google document. Okay, it's a Word document, so it's like where you would type a paper. So we're going to quickly go through it because I know a lot of you know what Word documents are and how to type stuff. So I'm going to show you a few features that Google has that'll make your life super easy. And it'll allow you to do a report in your class in 15 minutes, and your teacher will think it took you 3 days. Because I want to show you easy, accessible, and neat ways to get your work completed. Okay, the less time it takes for you to do research, the more time you get to spend on making a great paper. So I want to show you a few things that maybe even your teachers don't know within Google Docs. Okay, so watch. So I'm in my folder, and I know I'm in my folder because it says My Drive and then Laptop Camp. So up there, that's what it should say. And there should be nothing in that folder, so all you should see is this. Okay, now, I'm going to go up to New, because remember, if you want to create something, it's always to the left and in red. I click on New, and I want to create a new Google Doc. Okay, so I click on the blue icon, that's a paper, it says Google Doc. And it opens right up. It opens right up. Now, I'm going to show you, so go ahead and click on it. I'm going to show you a few features in Google Docs that you may not know exist. But the first thing you're going to do, and the first thing you always need to do, is name or title your paper. Okay? So you're going to come up here, and even if this isn't your first Google Doc, you're still going to title it My First Google Doc. So once again, how do I name it? All I do is go up to the upper left corner where it says Untitled Document. I click on that, and it brings up an option to rename it. And I'm going to name it My First Google Doc. And then OK. And you'll notice that's what I have renamed it right there. That's what I have named it right there. Now, let me show you a few things in your Google Docs, just so you have an idea of what's there, okay? So this is what we call your toolbar or your ribbon, okay? And so if you look along into it, you can change the view. Right now the view's at 100%, and that's normally what you want to keep it at, but you can always change it. Normal text, or do you want a header? So you can actually have headings for each page. Heading would be like a chapter. Okay, so like let's say you're writing a book and you want multiple chapters, then instead of saying normal text, you would put heading. If you want to change the size for a title, you can put title. But that's all there. So I'm just going to leave it as normal text. These are your fonts. Now, if you've used Microsoft Word before, they have hundreds of fonts. Google gives you the top 10 fonts that are used, but if you would like more, you can always select more fonts, and it will update it for you. So you're not, a lot of people say, well, Google doesn't have as many features. It does. You just have to say it's okay to add them. They try to make it as simple as possible, so they don't give you everything. But if you want to get it, you can. So that's your fonts. This is your font size. In class, in your directions, and it might tell you you want font size 10 or font size 11. That's the size of the letters. Most of the time, your papers are going to be written in font size 12, but it defaults to 11 on here, so you can always change it to 12. And then over here is your bold. So if you want a bold word, you can click on bold. Here's your italic. So if it's a title of a book, you want to italicize it, you can italicize it. Here is your underscore. So if they ask you to underline something, it's right there. And here is your text color. If you're in school, you're probably going to use black. But if they give you an option to be creative and you want to change some colors around, that's your text color. And then the more is just saying if you want to add a hyperlink, which I'll show you how to do later. And then this is where you want the words to start. Do you want the words to start to the left? Do you want the words to start in the middle, like if you're going to add a title? Do you want the words to start to the right? Like if your teacher says, I want your name to the right, you can just click on to the right. This is if you don't want any indentations at all. It uses the entire page. And then you can change how do you want your spacing. Most teachers want a double space, right? So you can always click on double and it will do that for you. And then you have your bullet points if you're taking notes. You can use, so bullet points, you go blah, 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 blah. Next, it creates little bullet points on your paper. So that's what that is. So those are the normal things that people show. But I want to quickly show you how to create, if they ask you to do a research paper and you want to do it quickly and easily and correctly, watch this. Somebody give me a topic of a research paper you think you might have to do in 7th grade. Give me a topic. Civil War. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to go down to the middle. I'm going to make this a title, so I'm going to change from normal text to title, and I'm going to call it Civil War. Spelled it wrong, but that's That's why there's spell check. And I'm going to hit enter, and look, it takes the title off. It gives me the correct indent. But let's say that I'm typing, and I want a picture. Watch this. I'm going to go to Tools, and I'm going to go to Research. You can do research directly in your Google Doc. You don't have to exit and go to google.com and search google.com for pictures. You can do the research right in your Google Doc. And I'm going to come over here to search, and I'm going to search Civil War. Enter. And look, it automatically brings up information about the Civil War. What if I only want pictures? I click on the little G, and I just want images. Now it brings up images of the Civil War. Now here's the awesome part. In junior high, are you allowed to use a picture and then that's it? Or do you have to do something with that picture? You can put a caption, but what does your teacher tell you to do? Do you own that picture? So what do you have to do? You have to cite it. Cite it means you have to say where you got it from. Now you don't have to do anything to cite. All you do is, oh, I like this picture. You click and drag it, and it puts the picture in. But look, there's a little 1 down here at the bottom. What it did is it put a footer. And down here at the bottom, it instantly tells you, your teacher, where you got it. So now you don't have to cite anything anymore. Google cites it for you. Okay? This makes a bibliography. Does anybody know what a bibliography is? Right? It's a list of all your sources, right? This makes a bibliography super easy to make because you copy and paste and done. Yes. Yes. So if I went into, let's say I went into everything, and I want to cite, I would go in, open it up, take the information out, and it'll cite exactly where I got that from. You can even preview it right here. You can come in here and cite everything that you're doing. Okay, so you're going to be getting your, oh, and then hold on. One more thing. Before you're done, you have to turn this into your teacher, right? Now, if you were using anything other than a cloud drive, you would have to save, right? You'd have to save your project. Then you would have to email your teacher. Then you would have to insert the file and then send it to your teacher. And then let's say that you made a mistake. Your teacher would have to write on that paper and change it, or write down why, and then send it back to you. And now you have 2 files, your original and your teacher revisions. Pretty soon you have like 10 of the same files. You don't remember which one is the newest, right? It starts to clutter up your actual computer. You don't have to do that anymore. So I want you all to see how easy it is to share with your teacher. So you're going to share it with me. Now watch this. All you're going to do is go up to the share button, right? Remember, if you want to create, it's going to be off to the left. If you need to do any technical things, it's going to be blue and to the right. So we're going to click on the share button. And then it's going to say, who would you like to share it with? Now, let me tell you a few things about this share. You can share your project with fellow students, like if they ask you to peer edit, right? But you wouldn't want to give it as can edit. Because if you share it, now pay attention, this is really, really important. If your teacher asks you to share this with a fellow student to peer edit, you don't want to give them editing rights. Because they may go in and delete everything like, whoops, I did it by accident, ha ha ha, right? You don't want to give them editing rights. You want to give them comment rights. So they can leave comments on your paper, but they can't actually change anything that you've written. For your teacher, so and that's the option. See, look right here, can comment. That is what you should do if you're sharing it with a fellow student. Okay? For your teacher, you want to leave it as can edit, so the teacher can help you edit it together. Under name, start typing in my name. If you've added my name to your contacts, I should pop up almost instantly. So once again, you're going to click on the share button in the upper right. You are going to see where it says people, and you're going to start typing in my name, Joe Marquez. And as soon as you start typing it in, my name should pop up, and then it should appear right there. And then when you are ready to share it, all you do is click on done. No emailing your teacher, no getting multiple copies of this, because you're working on one single copy. Yes. Nope. Joe. Oh, that means you didn't add me to your contacts or send me an email. Joe Marquez at CUSDstudent.com. There you go. That's a cat. All right. Okay, so once again, let me show you how to do this, because some of you are like, oh, wait, we're sharing something. So you have to follow along. Okay, some of you are playing Laser Cats on your computer. No Laser Cat playing. Okay? You have to pay attention, especially when it comes to these little technical things, because you don't want to be that one student who says, well, I did the project. Well, did you share it with me? Oh, how do you do that again? You don't want to be that student. You want to be the student that knows right away what to do when they say share. You're like, oh, I know what to do. That's what this camp is about, right? I mean, you don't want to take 3 hours out of your summer and not learn anything, because that's a waste of time. You could be out playing around and goofing around, right? You came in 3 hours out of your summer before school starts to make sure that you are top of your class when it comes to knowing how to use the computer. So that's why we're here. So when it comes to technical things, please pay attention. So I'm going to show you one more time. If your teacher asks you to share your project, you have to click on the blue button that says share. And then if you're sharing it with your teacher, just leave it as can edit. If you're sharing it with a fellow student, I would change it to can comment, but we're going to keep it as can edit. And you just start typing in your teacher's name. For the camp, your teacher is me. So you're going to start typing in Joe Marquez. And notice, if you have them in contacts, it automatically starts popping up. That's why it's important to add your teacher in your contacts, so you don't have to worry about typing in their entire email. And when you're done, you select send. Okay, now watch this. Now all I have to do is go into shared with me, and I see every single one of your documents that you've shared with me. All of them. So no longer do you have to send emails. You click share, and boom, it's done. So now all I have to do is type Megan, see if she shared it with me. I don't see one from Megan. Let's try this one. Who is H? Who's H? HPA. Is that you? What's your first name? Hannah. So I'm on Hannah's paper. I'm with Hannah. So watch. Hannah, start typing underneath Civil War. Hit enter and start typing. It's okay that you deleted the thing. If you want, you can always hit back right here, and it will bring it back for you. Or Control Z. The arrow, like this, it automatically assigns the color. Oh, I don't know. I've never checked to see if I can change that color. I don't think there is either. But Hannah, go ahead and keep typing. Type something. So notice, me as the teacher, I can actually click on, like Hannah says, Mr. Marquez, I'm having problems with my paper. Hannah can start typing, and I can see what she's doing. And then if I want, I could be helping multiple students out because there's Hannah. I could say, what seems to be the problem? And it goes right to Hannah. And then Hannah can start typing. Do you see the typing option? Okay. And so she's typing back to me what her problem is. I can't find the right color. And then I can say it's up towards the top right. And then I can show her color, red, blue, and now I can show her the color. So I can help her instantly right there. Let's say that Hannah misspelled this. Let's say she was trying to spell super confragulagic, that one from Mary Poppins, right? So let's say she was trying to spell that. I can highlight it as the teacher. I can highlight it. I can highlight it, and then I can leave a comment. Let me help you. Whoops. With this comment. So now notice it's highlighted in a particular color. So if you ask your teacher for help and you come back and you see highlighted things, you search to the right and it tells you exactly what your teacher was trying to say. They may say something like, this is a run-on sentence, or are you sure? I don't really understand what you're trying to say here. Your teacher can leave all these things. And then when you're done, when you think you've fixed it, all you have to do is click resolve. And it sends to me, Hannah has fixed what you wanted me to fix. So I can now know that she's doing work. Okay. This is to make things faster and easier because we talked about communication and collaboration. Now you can collaborate with your teacher when they're at home in real time. Because as a teacher, I can use my iPad, I can use my phone, I can use my computer, I can use anything with the Google Docs app to help you out right then and there. And I've been known to be at the Grizzlies game watching baseball, helping students out right off on my phone because it's easy. Okay? Now, I know sometimes that can be a burden, but also it makes it easier because I know that you're working. As long as you know that I'm willing to help you out, my students will have no problem communicating with me. And technology makes that easier. So this is what I would like you to do. You are going to go to our web page, right? tinyurl.com/TUSDLT camp. And you are going to laptop camp assignments. And the first one you're going to do is not that one. That's a PowerPoint. Dream Vacation, I believe, is the first one. Dream Vacation. Okay, you're going to work by yourself on this one. And if you follow the directions, it tells you exactly what to do, right? And you're going to create this underneath your Google Drive, right? So you're going to follow all the instructions that we just went through, right? You go to your Google Drive, you click on Laptop Camp 2015 folder, you go to New, you click Google Doc, and you can start working on the paper. Please don't forget, make sure that you title it exactly what we ask you to title it, and make sure that you share it with me. Those are your first two steps. Create the document and title it, and then share it. Okay, right now it is 9:42, so you're going to get 18 good minutes to start working on this. Now it does say 1 to 3 paragraphs. It's your paper, and I'm not going to grade it based on how many paragraphs. It's not being graded based on that. I just want to see that you know how to create a document, insert pictures, type into it, share it with me. Those are the things I'm looking for. So don't worry about how long your paper is. I want you to worry about, do I know what I'm doing, and can I get my teacher to share with me, or vice versa. Okay, so that's your assignment. So once again, you need to go to the Laptop Camp website. Off to the left-hand side, under Assignments, you'll see the button that says Dream Vacation. And when you click on it, you'll see the instructions right there. You'll see the instructions right there. Okay, go ahead and get to work.
Follow the instructions carefully. Read everything. Start top. Keep the set at
Have you used Google Classroom?
Oh, I've looked at that.
This makes I'm showing this because I have no idea what their teachers are going to show them how to do later. Google Classroom, it's check your Google Classroom. Everything's there.
Right.
All done. Already shared with you. Already in the correct folder.
Yeah, I'm still at Edmodo just because the calendar feature is a little bit better than the Google Classroom.
Well, I don't like Google Calendar to begin with. So.
Yeah, so I mean that's my thing. I'm doing Edmodo still. Hopefully they start making a little bit more something a little bit more functional and their testing is a little bit better. But it gives me feedback, gives them feedback. It's all one spot. And like, I had some really contentious parents and they sat down with me. This is what I gave them. Never spoke to them again the whole year. I give them everything they possibly could need, and they don't do it. So, what are you asking of me?
You can't do it for them.
We just want to make sure that they have every opportunity to do their best. And you say they're a student, well, this is what I have. It's like, that's why, I mean, I looked at Google Classroom for a bit, and I was like, maybe the Remind 101 and all that other stuff. And Moodle sends them. You have to do, but you have to log into it. That's the person's responsibility. So I'm not against Remind 101 or whatever it is now. Remind.
Mine.
I just like the idea that they have to go and log in. You can even put it on your phone, and you can get. It'll send you, but you got to set it up. I show you how to set it up, and it'll send you text messages. If that's what you want, like, you're going to do it. I am not going to do it. So I mean,
I think in this you can only put um, different colors as your background. In Google Slides, the PowerPoint, you can make the image the background. But for this one, yeah, you can't overlay because you can only wrap the text around something or put it off to the side. It won't be able to let you put it in the background so you can type over it.